These are quite neat. I got a bunch of them off eBay. It was actually cheaper buying, well, very little difference in price buying 10 than there was buying one, so I ended up buying a bunch of them. And basically what they are is they're a little light that plugs into a standard USB backup charger, and when you plug it in, and there's a little button on it, it's a bright light, and it's actually a lot brighter than I was expecting because I thought these were just going to use standard 5mm LEDs. But they don't. They use quite a high power LED, and they draw approximately 140 to 150 milliamps. So to open them up, there's a couple of types, different types. This is the first one I got, which is quite an odd shape, and it's got a little slide switch on the side, and again quite a high power LED. And there's one that I've not opened yet, which I think is going to be the same as the others, although it looks a little bit different, but we'll open it up later on and see what's inside it. So these ones are quite neat because they come apart simply by unscrewing. Not smoothly. And when you unscrew them, you have a standard Luxeon Star type LED and a resistor tucked in the back. The resistor's going down to the switch, and then there's a sort of little pushed in USB type connector arrangement in there. The lens is a standard Luxeon style lens, and everything's just held together by the plastic case. The resistor value is 10 ohm by the look of it, and there's no real effort made to insulate it from the metal heatsink here, but I suppose there's no point because it is technically it's insulated by the fiberglass shim. Yep, so that should be quite easy to change the LED to a different colour if you desired. Yeah, quite neat. Let's open another one. So I'll just screw this one together. Ooh, not the nicest of threads. Oh, not the nicest of threads at all. And it seems to rely on the LED be just pushing down against this case. Oh, actually maybe that should be around there, that's probably better. And pressing the LED onto the back with the lens. Yeah, you know what, I'll just maybe put that together later. Anyway, this other type here has a screw holding it together. Well, let's see if I've got a smaller bit to take this to bits with. That's quite a small one. It's a very, very, very small screw in fact. Let's try a wee flat blade in there. That might work better. That's better. Oh right, I've got a circuit board this time. Oh, it all comes to bits. Oh, and the little switch bit popped off. So you've got one of those lenses again, which seems to be, is it clipped in or glued in? Oh, it's friction fit. Kind of frosted effect. Interesting. I wonder if that'll push back. Yes, it does push back in. It's got a wee slide switch in it. It's kind of using this circuit board as a heatsink, standard 1 watt style chip, and a 15 ohm resistor. So technically speaking, this one's going to run at slightly lower current than others, which use a 10 ohm resistor. So it's got a wee surface mount resistor, loads of thick tracks to keep the heat down as well. Yeah, this is quite a nice little design, this one. Yeah. So what about this other one? That, is it going to be the same as the others? Because this came from a different supplier, and I'm guessing they're all pretty much clones. And this will unscrew as well. Or is it actually? It's different. The plug looks shorter, and the switch sticks out a bit more. There's a wee click on, click off button in these. Let's see if it unscrews in the same way. Well, it does unscrew, but it feels just a little bit tighter. Very tight. And it's just the same. Oh, they're using they've hot melt glued the USB connector in the back. It's not held in by the clip as it is in the other ones. Maybe that's why it's pushed in a bit further. And the resistor they've used is 10 ohm again, but they've used an 1/8 watt resistor, which, let's do the maths. Roughly, say 5 volts minus the 3 of the LED, 2 volts, divided by, actually it's going to be, it came out about 140 milliamps. So, yeah, is that going to be roughly 1.5 volts dropping across the resistor? So 1.5 times 0.150 milliamps equals roughly 1/4 watt. So the 1/4 watt resistors used in this type are okay. That's quite a good rating, but this is an 1/8 watt resistor in this one, so that's not so great. I'm thinking that's 10 ohm. Let's just double check that. No, it's 18 ohm, this one. Okay. So this is going to be dimmer than the others. That's probably justifies the use of the lower wattage resistor as well. And it's drawing 100 milliamps. Yeah. Still going to exceed the 1/8 watt rating though, isn't it? Just let me do the maths here again. So say we're dropping about 1.5 volts across the resistor times 100 milliamps equals on the borderline. Yeah, that's all right. It's not excessive, but yeah, interesting. But they're quite nice wee lights. They certainly pack out a lot of light in a dark room. And also very hackable because it's just a standard LED clamped in there. So that suggests that you could just pop in a new LED and have different coloured ones for different applications. And if they were too bright, you could use a higher value resistor. Yeah, the cases are quite footery to put together again. That feels quite frictiony. But anyway, yeah, they're quite neat. eBay specials, quite smart little lights.